Hi folks, Game Rift here. Welcome back to Rift Retro. Tonight we return to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, diving deeper into Alucard's dark journey. In part 4, the castle only grows more twisted, the enemies more relentless, and the mysteries more chilling. Every corridor hides danger, every boss fight pushes us further into the unknown. Get ready for gothic action, haunting music, and pure retro magic. Let's step back into Dracula's cursed domain. Last time, Alucard stepped into the royal chapel and discovered the save point, but the mysteries of this sacred tower remain untouched. Now we press forward into its lofty halls, where stained glass windows watch over sinister guardians and hidden secrets. Each chamber tests our resolve as the path winds higher into Dracula's cursed stronghold. The real journey through the chapel begins here. Pushing further into the royal chapel, the roads leads us to the stairs, where the path winds sharply upward. Each stairway feels endless, guarded by relentless foes who strike in the shadow of stained glass. The climb is treacherous, filled with ambushes and the echo of sacred bells. Yet with every step higher, the chapel's secrets begin to unfold, drawing us deeper into the heart of Dracula's towering domain. Before we push further into the royal chapel, a quick break to shout out everyone watching Rift Retro. Thank you for supporting this series. We always read and answer your comments, so drop your thoughts below and let us know what you think of Alucard's journey so far. And while we're at it, are you excited for Hollow Knight Silksong? We can't wait to hear your take. Thanks for watching and being part of this adventure with us. As we climb deeper into the royal chapel, the puppet sword blocks the path. I could easily avoid this floating menace, but stubbornness takes over. I decide to face it head-on. The fight itself isn't too punishing, yet its spinning blades demand patience. With the right sub-weapon, like the throwing axe, this battle would be much easier. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with holy water, forcing me to chip away carefully until the cursed blade finally falls. With the puppet sword finally shattered, the chapel falls quiet once more. Though the battle wasn't the fiercest, it served as a reminder that every corner of Dracula's castle hides twisted creations waiting to strike. Pressing forward, the path winds ever higher, stained glass casting eerie light across the steps ahead. The true trials of the royal chapel are only just beginning. Here we have the confession room. Fun fact about it, when Alucard sits in the chair, a ghostly priest or nun appears in the opposite seat. Their behavior changes randomly. Sometimes they act calmly, offering a blessing, while other times they turn hostile, attacking Alucard with spectral weapons. It's one of the many atmospheric touches in Symphony of the Night, adding to the eerie and unpredictable nature of Dracula's castle. Exiting the confession room, we are welcomed by a group of Skellerangs who are not much of a challenge. After them, we are now off to climb up the chapel near the bells. As you will be able to tell, the annoying crows will be the toughest obstacle, not because of any damage, but mostly because of bounce back when they hit. It's one damage, but one can go all over again in climbing, which is more emotional damage than anything. Here it is, the part I warned you about. The climb looks simple, but then come the crows, relentless, swooping from every angle, knocking you off just when you think you're safe. Each step forward feels stolen, each fall a punishment. You grit your teeth, fighting the urge to give up because every time you rise again, the crows are waiting, ready to drag you back down. Especially for those who get triggered easily, this might be a challenge more than anything, but a calm mind and stable grip gets you far. One thing I like to point out how great the soundtrack is, I listened to it today on repeat. Which soundtrack in Castlevania do you like the most? Write us down in the comments below. So I finally made it past the crows, felt unstoppable, and then this hallway happened. Spears, arrows, bats, everything the castle could throw at me, all at once. And yeah, that's where I died. Instead of forcing you to watch the pain on repeat, we'll fast forward through the suffering. Technical difficulties, let's call it. But don't worry, after grabbing that health upgrade, I'm coming back stronger. Time for revenge. Now with that health boost and a little payback behind me, the tables have turned. What felt impossible before is starting to click. The timing, the enemies, the climb, finally, I've got the hang of it. And with every swing, I'm cutting through this place like it's nothing. What once was frustration is now pure momentum. I'm cleaning it all up with ease. All that left to do now is to explore the rest of the chapel and look for enemies and upgrades. And here we go, the Hippogryph. This thing comes out of nowhere, a giant eagle-dragon hybrid that just fills the whole screen with chaos. It swoops, it breathes fire, and it hits way harder than you'd expect. The first time you see it, it feels overwhelming, but once you start reading the patterns, it's all about keeping calm and striking back. Still, it's one of those fights that makes you sit up and focus because one mistake can end it quick. After a while, the pattern becomes recognizable. Main focus remains on those eggs that we don't allow to hatch. To be honest with you, I have no clue what happens if they hatch because even after the first time that I fought it, I wasn't allowing it to hatch. A bit of hack and slash will get the beast to yield, and after the fight we will get another dialogue with Maria, which we will encounter more and more through the castle.
Impressive. You're very strong.
What is it you want? You didn't come here to tell me that.
You're right. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Of the Belmont clan? Of course, but...
He disappeared about a year ago, and I'm sure he's here. If you see him, please let me know.
As you wish, my lady.
Thank you. So, you do know how to be a gentleman.
And that as our dialogue with Maria for now. What left for us to do is to explore the remainder of the Royal Chapel till we proceed further to the next area. And of course, let's not forget the corridor that we already have the hang of as well to go and save the game just in case someone outplays us. The pattern is almost similar, climbing up the bells, as well the enemies that await us till we proceed to the next part of the map. And here we are at Castle Keep, one of the most important areas in the game. Here we also will be able to find the double jump that will make the game way easier for us. The parts that we weren't able to reach will be reachable now. One thing that makes this area important, that it's the final area of the game, or the bad ending if you wish. It leads to the iconic staircase that led Richter to the fight against Dracula. Mentioning the bad ending, it only ends up that way if we don't get certain items which will help us later in the game to discover what is going on behind the scenes. The stairway and the fight happens no matter what. Coming to the back to the game, we have these Axe Knights guarding the way, which of course is no challenge for us. After defeating them, we will get to the actual Castle Keep and its iconic elevators, which will lead us to the section where we can go and aim for the double jump. And now we got the leap stone that will let us perform double jumps from now on. Funny thing about this section is, I was trying to revisit some parts and unlock them at about 3 times, but in the end had to cut it out because the video would be way longer. With double jump secured, we will be revisiting now the clock tower to an area that we weren't able to reach with the Soul of Wolf because we got constantly blocked by those skull heads. And finally, we got into the clock tower, the iconic map of every Castlevania game. It wouldn't be a clock tower without the Medusa heads and harpies. One interesting thing I saw was the 3 parts to equip. I had a few attempts, and of course, I had to cut that out as well. But later on, when we get the soul of the bat, we will revisit this stage again and get the missing equipment. here we have our second boss fight against KARASUMAN. For a moment I was a bit scared as we didn't have a save room nearby, but luckily, KARASUMAN's pattern isn't that complicated. One interesting thing though, that in later Castlevania games, KARASUMAN ends up being just a regular enemy that we meet through game, not much of a punch. Mostly I remember him from Portrait of Ruin, most of the enemies do. Which Castlevania boss did you encounter as a lower enemy? Let us know in the comments. And yeah, that was KARASUMAN. Not much of a fight, easy pattern. For a moment I was a bit afraid that he might beat us before the fight has started, because I usually like when a save room is nearby. After this we proceed again to the castle keep to see the area that we didn't visit, and of course the legendary stairs that are for now broken, but later on we will get the chance when we discover the soul of the bat. For now what's left for us to do is to revisit the library, and parts that we weren't able to reach, or at least we tried to reach with the soul of the wolf, but weren't able to. To come back to this part of the game, now we will activate the elevator that will lead us to the stairs that lead to the castle, and as mentioned already, we aren't able to. For now, we will revisit some stages, get some equipment, as our friend Pablo mentioned. Again, huge shout out to him, and again, we are rooting for him to finish the game. And after that, we are visiting library and the parts we weren't able to reach, as well to discover more of the map, and of course, to find more bosses and new enemies to beat. Here it is. Thank you again, Pablo, for reminding us of this room. As you folks can see, we have sped up the video 4 times the speed. Usually it takes around 20 seconds to wait till the hidden path opens, or elevator to be precise. Interesting thing though, the armor is ideal against Medusas, and will be useful later in the game, but his stat isn't on the level of the armor we now have. Still, it is a good armor to have, as Medusas that can stone you can become quite a nuisance. And here's the longest boss fight you will ever see, the Lesser Demon, overcomplicated patterns, obviously. All jokes aside, quite a simple boss fight, and another one of those bosses that you meet as lower level enemies that can be finished within a slice or two, not much of a challenge, can be finished before you even blink. With him gone, all for us left to do is find the nearest save room just in case. Folks, that's it for today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the love you share on our series, all the comments. We value every opinion. I thank you for staying with us till the end. And as well, we have an announcement that we will be uploading Hollow Knight Silksong when it gets released on September 4th. So stick around for further news. And for the time being, we will be playing Symphony of the Night, of course, till Silksong's release, and save the rest for later. Till then, see ya!